you record yesterday?
I missed about 5 minutes, only 5.
Okay, right, let's go. Admit. Oh, and I've got to change the restrictions so anyone can come in now. All the little things are getting done. Right. Admit.
Good morning. Welcome.
Just admitting everybody in. So welcome as you come in for the day. As you come in, would love to hear in the comments where you're coming from. Where you're located. I'm in South Australia. Mia is in Melbourne. So love to hear where you're all from. And also it helps us check that the comments are working so that we can keep tabs of everything.
Jump in the comment section. Tell us where you're from. We should be roughly 60 to 90 minutes today, but we will be recording everything. So if you don't want your face on the recording, no worries, turn your camera off and we will send out the recording if you have to leave for any reason.
Oh, we've got a Canada, 7 p.m. Love that.
Oh, Morwell. I used to work at Morwell. Colourful little town Morwell is.
Just making sure.
Oh, Canada. Awesome. 7 p.m. on a Wednesday here. Back in time. You're going backwards.
Wednesday was a good day. Treated me fine. So I'm just making sure I've clicked everything so people can start coming in as we keep on going. Vancouver, love it. Well, welcome. So also in the comments, let us know what AI platforms you're using, because that's part of what we're talking about today, that you don't have to be agnostic. Is that the word?
I don't know. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Or as in, you don't have to be, you don't have to love one particular platform. You can, with what we're going to show you today, whichever platform is your favorite, what we're going to show you is going to help you and allow you to use that platform and not have to actually chop and change or anything like that. So that's the purpose of today, is to show you that second brain. And I think we're all open to, so what have we got? We've got ChatGPT, Claude and ChatGPT, Copilot, Shopify, Sidekick. Right, so we're all using it. And I would love to understand maybe what your business is and what you would love for your AI to do better for you as well. Would be a great thing if you can answer that. It just gives us an understanding as we're talking through the brain and what we've done, what we can show you is possible because we've built this second brain. So if you can drop that in, and just because I've seen that mine says Hive team. I'm Kristen, by the way.
And I'm Mia, if you don't know us already. And also we'd love to get to know what you do for business. If you have a business or you're thinking of starting a business, because that really helps us as well, kind of understand how you would build your second brain to help you. You could just be using it just to get by everyday life, because it's amazing for that too.
Yeah.
Social media manager. Oh, amazing. You can have second brains for all your different clients. So awesome.
So what we'll do is we'll just get cracking on, I think, because you've all made it here today and we really want to get in and show you what's possible and what this second brain looks like so we can start to implement it and you guys can start to understand what is possible for you. So one thing about Mia and I is we know that your brain can run on novelty, dopamine, big ideas, because ours certainly does. And that's why we build with AI, and that's why we built this second brain, is to take that pressure off having to have everything in your head spread across the universe and try to help you really consolidate everything so you're not having to continuously find that thing, or where did that go, or what did I say, or what was my offer, or how to launch this, or whatever that looks like. So this is what we're going to do today. And one thing we love to do is kaboom is our safe word. If at any time where you're like, I don't no idea what we're doing here, just type in the comments kaboom and we'll see it and we'll pull it up and we'll make sure we go over everything and slow it down a little bit, because the AI stuff, I know it's all becoming a lot more clearer. Maybe we're seeing a lot more of it, but can also be incredibly overwhelming. So we're aware of that and want to make sure that that's not how you leave today. And yes, this is going to be recorded, Jamie, and you'll get a replay once everything is saved and uploaded and the magic happens behind the scenes. So you will get a replay for that, no worries. So we are two women that absolutely get it. And what we mean by that is the blog that never happens, because it feels too hard. Like, who can really be bothered with all the things we have to do as business owners, writing a blog so we can have rank on spaces with SEO and stuff like that is just another thing we have to do that never happens. The emails happen, and they only happen in like fits and bursts, and they're never consistent, or you've got something to sell. So like, oh, I'm going to do my sales launches, and you get really into it, and then all of a sudden the emails die off, and it just is another thing we have to do that can feel really draining. And then the website. Now, the website is something that Mia and I probably have a bigger issue with because we like things to be perfect. And my background is brand. And so I love a bit of design. So we fiddle and we play and we spend hours and hours and hours pouring everything into it to make it absolutely perfect, which we've done in the past. But what we will show you today blew our mind because all of a sudden we didn't have to have that perfectionism and the time spent working on it. But with the use of this second brain setup, we're now able to do it in like minutes, which is absolutely,
there's no dysfunction. There's no like procrastination because it can just be done in a few minutes. And if you're neurodivergent like us, writing and reading and emails, it just becomes almost impossible to keep up with consistently. So this is why we build the brain.
Yeah. And so what we've got and what we've been able to set up because of this second brain, and what we want to probably share the most is we're going to keep talking about the second brain. And basically what that is kind of our entire business and who we are and all of that in one separate place over here. But the reason that we're going to keep going back to that is because if we have not built that second brain, none of what we are going to show you today is possible. And we've got the tools inside our community to actually, like, we've set up something so that it does all that work for you. So you just have to put your input into it and it builds the second brain for you with the rules and everything that we kind of use to make these things possible. And so when we keep referring to that and when we're going to obviously show you that, that's why it's so important to have this second brain, because it is the absolute fire behind everything that you do. And we're seeing this now every single time we do something in our business. And we kind of go, oh, that just comes from the brain. Oh, the connections and how it works is just unbelievable. So our blogging agent that we've set up, it writes us a weekly blog. So that saves us hours and hours because, like we said, it's another thing to do that we don't do. Our newsletter, it's another agent that we've set up that writes our newsletter. All of the things we check before they go out. And as the second brain, as we go through building it, it comes from us. Comes from our verbal diarrhea blogs. It comes from us logging every single day. None of it is made up by trying to find information somewhere else. It's just Mia and I spilling our guts into Claude constantly, and the brain updates and gets that information and uses it when it writes the newsletters, the blogs. Like we said, our website, landing pages, we've spent hours and hours, as I'd love to know in the comments, if you guys are business owners, how many landing pages have you created and sales pages have you created and spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on?
And change them constantly.
Yes, we certainly have. But we've created now a system because of that second brain that we can do it in minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. And we have created sales pages that have made us over $3,500 in a couple of days, that are a 50% conversion rate. That, you know, before we were getting kind of 20, 30, sometimes 40% conversion rate. And all of a sudden, when it did this process, we got 50% conversion rate. And it all comes from that brain dump that we use inside our system. And that's what we're saying about all of that is fantastic and doable. And there's lots of people on social media telling you, oh, you can do all these amazing things with AI and do this and do that. And you're like, that's amazing. But at the bottom of it all, sitting underneath absolutely everything, is this second brain, because it truly understands everything about you and your business.
Yeah, and it grows over time. It just keeps growing and changing over time, and you don't really have to worry about updating it because Claude will do that for you.
Yeah.
So a little bit about us, if you don't know us already from socials or you came from an ad and this is the first time you're meeting us. My name's Mia. I'm a late diagnosed ADHD creative. I was a paramedic and a nurse for a very long time until I figured out that my brain is very different. And I quit my job. I sold our property, or we sold our property. We jumped in a caravan, went traveling around Australia for 2 years. And that's where I found my creativeness again. And I started posting on social media and just basically letting the ADHD out. And I built 3 separate businesses to 6 figures each in under 12 months each. And along the way, Kristen found me on TikTok and slid into my DMs and said, hey, I think we're the same person. Do you want to start something together? And I said, why not? YOLO, let's do it. And we've been running our Hive Hub Collective together for 3.5 years.
I know.
I have no concept of time. It's just been a long time. And we've coached thousands of women in this space. We have a few programs and memberships, and we love AI and we love what we do. And this is all the beautiful stuff that we've done over the years. And yeah, since AI has come into our world, we're just like, oh my God, this is built for us. This is just finally something that works as quick as us or quicker than us, understands us, and lets us articulate our crazy, messed up thoughts and gets it out in a way that other people understand, because we can move really fast.
Yeah. I think what we love the most is it's that collapse of time from idea to execution that is the most powerful thing as a neurodivergent creator and entrepreneur. And so, like Mia, I am dyslexic and I am undiagnosed ADHD. I've worked in corporate for 10 years in brand and marketing, and design is my background, and have been building my own online business for about 10 years. And then, like Mia said, I saw her on TikTok and was like, hang on a minute, there's something random about this human that I think we could make something really cool happen. So we did that. And ever since there, like we've said here, we've just built and built on that. We've had AI work throughout our business since kind of ChatGPT basically came to light, because as a dyslexic, as an ADHD, like you said, that collapse of time, how can we make our brilliance work better? How can I use a tool that helps take the chaos in here and actually make it into something that I know is possible? But the step from, oh, I've got this wicked idea, to execution, there's a lot of stuff that can happen in there. And AI has allowed us to step through those bits a little bit clearer. And that's what we want to share with you today, and understand if you've felt any of these feelings in terms of, you may not be ADHD or dyslexic or anything, but if you're here, I have a feeling that you are an entrepreneur, have your own business, you're creative, you want to do something, you're meant for something bigger, and now you're like, cool, how do I put all the pieces of the puzzle together? How can I make it easier for myself? And so I'd be interested to know if any of these unique struggles come to life for you as a business owner. And that's being, you've got 397 tabs open and all the ideas are happening at once, but yet there's also a task paralysis that sits behind it all, where you kind of procrastinate, and it's that fear of, do I do it? Don't I do it? What's going to happen? And, that sometimes with that comes the low confidence, and will I test it? Will I try it? If any of these things feel like they ring true to you, it'd be interesting to know, because it's something that we've identified, and certainly inside our community, a lot of our community members identify with this in terms of just wanting to find a way to make their job easier and to make the processes easier. And like Donna said, 100%, like these things, we get it. And I think that's what we probably want to share with you more than anything, is we're the coaches that totally understand it. And we've been able to build multi-six-figure companies because of it, because we don't do it in a neurotypical way. If you want to learn a different way, and you're like, hey guys, why don't we try this way? Cool, let's try that way, because there's no wrong. There's no stupid questions. We will nut it out. And we have failed so many times in the most glorious ways that now we go, cool, let's just test it and try it and build it that way.
And I just noticed a comment before, where was it? Michaela, I've got no business. I'm a overloaded, burnt out mum with 2 neurodivergent kids with complex needs. This is amazing for that type of thing too, just for everyday life stuff, their medical records, their school stuff, or their homeschooling stuff, like your stuff. It's just getting everything out and in a place where your AI can access all the time. Obviously not sensitive information, but we can talk about that later. And also just talking about, we've had a lot of neurotypical coaches that we have invested in, and that's well and great, learned a lot from them. But learning from someone who understands your own brain, I think is super important, because there's so many different ways to do it. And if you're learning from someone who is very linear and very, straight down the line, it can be difficult when you have a brain that is just, all over the place. And I think we just kind of get each other on a different level. So that's why we try and explain a lot of the things that we're talking about today in a way that brains kind of just understand.
Yeah.
All right. So if your office looks a little bit like this, or your brain feels a little bit like this, welcome to our world. And this is the thing with AI. If your business or your life or whatever you're trying to do with AI, if all your information is just scattered everywhere in all these different bits and places, Google Drive, your Notes app, written down on notepads, like everywhere, how is the AI going to understand a whole entire picture of you and your business and how you work and your goals and everything if it's just scattered everywhere. So what we're trying to do with this second brain is bring it all into one place so your AI understands everything about you, all the way down to your human design, how you like to work, what hours you like to work, everything. And then all of a sudden, everything just starts to work beautifully every single time, no matter what AI platform that you use.
Yeah. So does anybody feel like their business, especially, or their life, is a little bit on their desktop, a little bit in the calendar, a little bit on the computer, a little bit over there, a little bit in the notes app? Does it feel like those things are scattered across your life in a way that if somebody said to you, hey, where's that thing? You'd be like, yeah, I don't know.
It's in here. I swear it's in here somewhere.
And then all of a sudden the hands start going up. So we know that. And I must admit, ever since we've done this, our second brain, and we keep building on it daily, the amount of things that we'll now put into Claude is our preference right now. We'll put something in there and it'll come back with information like, oh, no, you said this and this. I'm like, oh, I did too. Oh, thank you so much for the reminder. So those things are really good. And, like Mia was saying, 95% of AI projects fail, and it has actually nothing to do with the AI. It's all about that process of the information that you are giving it. And if you're not giving it great information, it's not going to give you great stuff back. It's like, this whole AI slop. There's a reason for it, because the information that it's getting, well, it's as sloppy. You're asking it sloppy questions and giving it sloppy information. So of course it's going to give you that back, but it's not the AI's fault. That comes from us and our ability for what we actually feed it.
Yeah. And so we've got a bit of a framework that we work with. Today we're going to be showing you that second level, which is the brain. So the task, most of you probably using AI just to quickly get things done, ask questions, maybe write an email, maybe it doesn't sound like you, but you've been using it in that surface level. Then the next step up is the brain, where what we're going to talk to you about today is like building those foundations for your AI to have amazing context about everything that you do. The flow is where you sort of start using connectors and skills, bringing in some tools that will talk to your second brain. And then at the top there is full automation. We've got lots of automated things inside our business, but there's no point on automating something if you skip a few other steps first, because it's just going to come out with crap and then you're going to have to change it, and then it's just going to be more overwhelming. Another thing you've got to do. So you may as well start at the beginning.
Yeah. And what I think Mia and I are most proud of, I think, inside our community is one thing we found joining other AI communities over our years of learning and other programs is it's all well and good, but there's always left with this, yeah, but how? Like, that's all well and good that you can build a website, but how? And that's all well and good that you can automate 455 things in your business, but how? And we kept coming back to that, and the answer just was never clear. Nobody was willing to actually go, well, this is how you do it. And so that's what this second brain is actually showing you how to do it, how to collapse time and taking those ideas. And for us, what we want for you, if nothing else, save an hour a week. If you can save an hour a day, amazing. To save an hour a week, don't go from zero to hero and think, cool, I've come to this free training, and by the end of this, I'm going to have a blog writing tool, a website, I'm going to have this, or I'm going to do it all this afternoon. What you want to do is think, okay, what is that thing that I do every single day that drives me insane, that I wish someone else would do, so that I can then go and do the stuff that I absolutely adore. And then an example of that for us is, there's Claude and can now work in Canva and can create the slides and the carousels, and that's great. As a designer, I love that stuff. I don't want Claude to do that for me. I want to do that. I'll spend hours and hours. That to me is not a waste of time. So that's not a priority in our business for that to happen, because that's my happy place. But a priority is the blog writing, the website, the sales page, those things that we do over and over. So it's up to you to decide that. And then the brain helps you do those things. But that's the important part when you're actually building this AI stuff for yourselves, is thinking, all right, just 1 hour a week, just give it back to me. 1 hour a day. What does that look like for you?
Especially for a neurodivergent brain too, if you're like us, we have ideas, but the execution is the part that trips us up. It's like, it could be $1 million idea, but actually taking that step and getting, things done, that's where we trip up. But all of a sudden the second brain just goes, oh yeah, it's done. Yeah, oh my God.
And one amazing example of this is inside our community, we have Susie. Now, Susie is, I always say she's over 60 because I don't want to give her an exact, I think she's like 65 or something. She wouldn't care. She's amazing. And she came into our community. She's got her own course. She has started to want to sell that course and raise the price, but she's got so much knowledge. She's it's not clinical psychologist. It's
therapist, I think.
Yes. And she's got a wealth of knowledge in her 65 years. And when we built the second brain with her and we gave her the tool inside Hive AI and we told her to sit down and do that work, because that's going to be the cornerstone, the foundation of everything she does from here on, this was the comment she came back with, that after doing that and after 20 years, something like this has helped her. And every time now we catch up and speak to her, even the other day we were on a call and she was coaching somebody else through the process of, no, like set the second brain up and you can do this and tell it stories and tell it this. And just to see somebody come into our world completely overloaded, completely overwhelmed, at the point of desperation in terms of I need something to work, or this is all going to collapse and I'm just going to throw it in the bin, to now helping people in the community and showing what's possible and continuously improving. That's all we want. You know, she's saving hours a day, and back to this idea of that foundation, that cornerstone, that anchor point is building this out. Because if you're building it on sand and you're just putting prompts into your AI tools and you're coming back with that slot, that's it crumbling slowly. So the point of this is to, your business. It is everywhere, fine, potentially. Maybe it's everywhere. Maybe it is a bit consolidated, but you're not really 100% happy with it. Then you've got the foundations to then build the scaffolding. And the scaffolding is what we're talking about with that second brain. So that when you've got that scaffolding, you can then have a house that you can extend on, build with. It's solid. And so that's what this whole process is about, is building that second brain. It allows you then to have all the areas and facets of your life, your business, whatever it is you're here to take the overwhelm off of, is in that second brain, so that you can draw from it at any time using the AI tool of choice. And that's basically, at the end of the day, all we're interested in for you as business owners is to get that.
Yep. All right. So we'll dive into actually what is the second brain, how to build it, what tools you need, and basically getting it all out of your head, all out of wherever it is, and putting into one place. Now, we use Notion for our second brain. You don't necessarily have to use Notion. We've just found Notion to be a really easy place to store all of our business goings-ons. You don't necessarily ever have to go into Notion like much. I used to find Notion a bit too overwhelming for my brain because there was too many tabs and buttons and things hidden everywhere. So I didn't use it personally before this. But since using it to build our second brain, it's brilliant. We just speak to Claude and Notion's handling it. And realistically, you don't even really have to go in there. You're not going in there. You're not typing things out. You're not doing anything in there. It's just this second brain. We used to use Google Drive for all of our documents and everything, but we found it to be a little bit clunky with AI. It wouldn't want to write things or update things. Sometimes it would work beautifully. Sometimes it would just, the connection wasn't great, and updating files and documents, because like we work fast, our stuff is always changing constantly. So having documents in a Google Drive was just a little bit clunky for us. And with Notion, it's just seamless.
Yeah. And so this particular example here is what we've built to help build the process and ask the right questions of you, so that you get to fill out this particular thing right here, the brain. So then it builds it for you. So it's got all the rules, everything that you need is because we've built this tool to then help you build your second brain just by answering questions, and questions that that then the brain gets to build, and then you build on it continuously as you keep using your AI in the process. And one thing that we love to share is, some of you may have heard of Whisperflow. I'm mildly obsessed with it, which is voice to text. It's free platform. And you can download it. It just means that you press a button on your computer, and anywhere you click, you can just voice to text. And so, especially with working with Claude and Claude Code, I built an app recently, a tool recently. It's just just spoke it all out exactly as if I was having a conversation with somebody in front of me, and it built it off that. Just because if I would have typed it, like I said, I'm a dyslexic, so the brain to the type, it's over edited. It makes no sense. Where when I just blurt it out, it's amazing. So if you haven't used Whisperflow, get around it, especially when you're doing something like building that second brain, because it also, the bonus of that is when you do type it out, you do tend to edit yourself, where when you speak it out, then the second brain also really understands how you speak. There is two of us, Mia and I, in our business, and it knows exactly how to speak like Kristen and exactly how to speak like Mia, because we've got so much information. We've got our podcast and everything connected. So it understands who we are. So when, if we get a caption written or we get a blog written, you can read it and go, yeah, that would have come from Kristen. Oh yeah, that's Mia's idea. It's really, really obvious because of that.
Yep. Yeah. And Whisperflow has a free version. We actually had to pay for it because Kristen talks a lot, and we went over the free limit. But if it's just you and you're not talking too much, you can also get it on your phone as well, which is helpful. And it'll work on any Word doc or inside your AI or wherever you're working. You just hold a button on your computer and start talking. And the other good thing about it too is it'll take out all the ums and ahs and do beautiful lists. So if you're writing an email and you just want to speak it out, it will write it nicely and formatted and take out all the filler words and everything for you. So it's pretty cool. Now, why do we put ours in a Notion board? I don't know if anyone here, let us know in the comments if you've worked with perhaps co-work on the desktop and you're working locally with local files, or even say something like Obsidian. They're all fine, but because we're working as a team, we need all of our business stuff to live in the cloud. And because we need to be speaking and communicating with the same cloud system. And also, if I don't use my desktop and I want to go and work in the cafe on my laptop, then I can still access everything in the cloud. So that's why we're using Notion up in the cloud. You could build this brain locally if you wanted to, but it's always good to have a backup of your whole entire business in a cloud somewhere. And we often back all of our Notion stuff up and put it on our local server as well, just in case, because you don't want to lose everything and then just lose your mind as well. And like I said before, we just found that Claude speaks to Notion so easily. Like you don't even have to do anything. It's just all written, all updated, and it's been great. Yeah. All right, so shall we?
Shall we do a share?
Yeah, I'll show you our brain and what it looks like.
Now, does anybody have any questions they want to chuck into the comments as we're going through? We will do questions at the end, but if anything pops up as we're going through, you can chuck it into the questions and we'll try and answer as we go. But Mia can show us the behind the scenes.
Sure. So I'll show you our brain first, and then I'll show you our brain builder tool that we built the brain builder tool because our community, we just wanted something where it's super, super easy for them to just get it built right the first time, every time. They don't have to worry about building it, and it just all happens automatically. So this is our second brain. Basically, everything about our business lives in here. We've got a bit of an index. So the AI doesn't read everything about our business for every single run that we ask it. So you don't want to ask it, can you write me an email on this, this, and this? And then it goes in and reads everything in your brain. You need to have a bit of an index so it knows to only go to certain pages to do certain things. So here's all of everything inside our brain. When we first started, I think there was only about 8 or 9 things here, but your brain will grow over time. So things about your company, your offers, your founders, because there's 2 of us. Our brain needs to know that there's Mia and there's Kristen, and Kristen speaks differently to Mia. We've got different stories, so everything's in there as well. The voice, our audience, the decisions that we make, how we make decisions. We've even got things in there like I'm a generator, Kristen's a human manifesting generator. I've got an ADHD brain. I need Claude to hold back on my decisions and impulsivity sometimes. So it'll give me a little nudge and say, hey, are you sure you want to do that right now? Our workflows, which are the agents that we build, and the SOPs and the systems that we do in our business. Testimonials. We got Claude we've got actually automation set up in our brain that I think it's every month or every week perhaps, it'll go and scrape everything in our business looking for testimonials, and it'll grab them and put them in a testimonials folder, so that whenever we're creating a new landing page or a website or an email, it'll go in and it'll pull a testimonial from this testimonial folder, which is awesome. Before this, we were so messy. We had screenshots of testimonials everywhere, and I think we put them all into Google Drive. I'm like, oh God, going in to find one testimonial on one particular product was a nightmare, because you'd have to go in and look at all these screenshots. And Claude went in there, looked at all the testimonials, put them in a Word document, headings on what these testimonials were about, and now it lives in our second brain as well, which is awesome. All of our branding, colors, our content, this is where we do all of our brain dumps. So we open Claude and we brain dump all of our ideas whenever they come to us. And then I'll show you our blog writing skill agent in a minute, but it'll come in and get ideas from our brain dump. So that our ideas, our IP, everything lives in there, because I don't know if your notes app is like mine. I'll have an idea and I'll just write it in my notes app and never look at it again, and it'll just go off into the ether and never to be seen again. But now all of our ideas are getting blogs written about them, emails written about them. So, you know, I'm not a content planner myself, but you could do that with your content. So have it all planned out as well. Our values, our AI rules. It's really important to have some governance and some AI rules, because you don't want your AI to go wild and do things that you don't want it to do. Logs, it logs everything for us. So it knows, you know, this is what we did last time. Do we need to improve it? You know, so you've just got a log of everything that you're doing. These are some tools that we've built. Launch and campaign history as well. Every time we launch, it'll log it all, get all the data, pull everything, and then at our next launch, it'll know, okay, now we need to improve, because this time these are the numbers. How can we improve from last time? This email worked, this one didn't, no one opened this, heaps of people opened this. So to just, it's building a nice memory. And then all these other things will just build over time. You'll just keep adding to your brain. Every time you do a new system or a new process, you're like, oh, yep, that'll be perfect in the brain, and it'll get added automatically. So that's what our brain looks like. I won't open any of these because, you know, there's some sensitive data in there and whatnot. But
I mean, that's not what our physical brain looks like. That's what our second brain looks like. Our physical brain, it doesn't look anything like that.
No, not showing you that one. Can you see this page? This is our tool that we built to help our members build their brain. So it does everything on the back end. You don't have to worry about setting up anything. You just come in here and you start filling out everything about your business. So your company, your audience, your website, socials, your offers, everything about you. So it'll just go through and ask you questions about your business, and it'll start building that second brain for you. And then what it will also do is get instructions. So if you use Claude or ChatGPT, most of them, I would assume you would have separate projects for separate conversations. So you might have a content creation project, or a, I don't know, an offers project where you're just having conversations about separate things in separate projects. It'll go and write the instructions for each project, telling the project or your AI where to go and source the information from, so everything talks together nicely, because you need to tell your AI exactly what to do. Otherwise it won't know what to do on the back end. So it'll write the instructions for you, and then it'll go and build all your files and build the Notion board for you as well.
And so Jamie's just put in the comments, why Claude versus chat? So the most important thing, especially what we're doing today, is that the AI brain can talk to any AI platform you want. So that's the best part about it. Even, you know, that process that Mia just showed you, that will build it all in Notion for you, set it all up with the rules and regulations, everything that it needs from the information that you give it and how we've built it. So that part then can connect to anything. For us personally, Claude at the moment, I mean, like even, what was it, 2 days ago, now ChatGPT can build websites and stuff like that. It couldn't do that before. So, you know, Claude and Claude Code, they're all coming up to the same difference. So it really is what works for you, what you enjoy, what you've used in the past. That for us right now, Claude satisfies our needs. I still quite like it. For a while, I didn't like Claude because I didn't like the way things were done. Mia did more, and then all of a sudden it kind of came up to spec. So that's our personal preference, really, more than anything, would you say?
And you can have your brain connected to ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini and everything. So whenever you're working, you might just be using free accounts and your credits run out and you're like, oh shit, in the middle of something. You go to the next one and it'll be connected to your brain as well. So it'll know all the information. So whereas before you had to upload documents inside your AI sort of ecosystem, and it would be reading those documents. But then if you go to another one, you're starting afresh. So it doesn't matter which AI program that you use.
Yeah.
AI rules, yes, you can tell it any rule that you want. And that tool, that Second Brain Builder will help you build your global rules as well, your global instructions for your AI account as well. So,
yeah. So what we'll do in a minute is go back to Mia's screen and show you kind of the whole idea behind the blog and the blog writing tool. I just wanted to make sure that we show the process. If you're a visual learner, as Mia and I are, we thought we'd do a little jiggy diagram in terms of what this actually looks like from an automation point of view and how it works inside our business to write blogs, which are now ranking on Google after 2 weeks. So it's working.
Yeah, and it's so nice to wake up every Monday morning and have a blog written for us. And it's not just a blog written from anything. It's based on our second brain. So it pulls from our brain dumped ideas. Every time we have an idea, we just voice note it into our brain dump folder. So it'll pull an idea from that. It'll pull our voice, our notes, our company, our affiliate links, our offers.
Podcast, if it can find one that's relevant.
Podcast, it'll link to our YouTube if it's relevant. It knows to only pull articles from respected, places. So it's not just making up crap. And so what happens is we've actually got our automation set up in Claude Code, because Code actually builds the blog URL page itself. So we don't have to copy and paste the blog into our website or anything. It does everything. So every Monday morning, it'll go in, it'll grab an idea and it'll start writing the blog. It'll go into the company brain, pick everything out, and then it'll ping us in Slack. So we use Slack to communicate amongst us and our community members. It'll say, hey girls, the blog's ready, go and have a look at it. And then we'll click in, we'll have a look at it, make sure there's nothing out of place or there's nothing, weird about it. I very, very rarely have to change anything because we've set it up to write exactly like us, from our ideas, our offers, our IP, everything. And then if I'm happy with it, I say to Claude, yep, push it live. And then it pushes the blog live to the internet. And then I've also set it up on the back end to rank for certain keywords. It knows we've actually ranking on AI search as well. I was giving it a little test the other day and asked some questions that I would if I wanted to find someone like us, and we popped up in AI search, which is awesome. And it's helped with all the back-end meta linking, data, site maps, all that sort of stuff that I was just like, I don't know. It's done it for us. So all of a sudden, we don't have to worry about writing a blog every single week, which was never going to happen before this.
We tried it a couple of times, and we always joke because Mia bought a blog writing course years ago. None of it's a waste. None of it's a waste. It's all
learned a lot. But again, it's that executive function where it's like, I know what I need to do. I just can't bring myself to do it consistently. And with a thing like blogging, you do need to be consistent.
And so especially we've been discussing for local businesses. I mean, I'm in a local rural area. For a local plumber or something like that, to obviously not want to do that, but to have this set up, they could be top of mind on Google searches when somebody's looking for a plumber, electrician, a chippy, whatever it is, whatever your business might be, especially in a localized area. Having this set up that just runs for you, and all you're doing is on your car drive home, voice noting a bit of, hey, just put this into my brain, blah, 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 whatever that looks like. Like this is the stuff that collapses time. This is the stuff that excites us, because not only does that save you time, because a plumber, electrician, I doubt will ever do that, but it's part of your business that you don't now need to spend time doing, but it's working for you, and it's getting you more clients, and it's building that business for you without you really having to do anything but check it.
Yeah. And so, you start to build this really beautiful ecosystem over time. We've got all of our connectors connected to our AI. So our Meta ads, our Go High Level account, Canva. Granola is another good one, which is it's like a note taker in the background. If you have a meeting, Granola just sits there and listens to it all, and our AI is connected to that. So I can say, what was Kristen talking about the other day about such and such? I got no idea. And it'd be like, oh, this, and this. And we have all of our meetings mostly in Google Meets. And so all of our Google Meets notes and recordings go into our Google Drive, and Claude will go in and read everything about what we've been talking about, and that all lives in the brain. And so we can pull from that as well, which is super, super handy. And that's where it sort of scrapes all of testimonials and things like that. So even in this call now, if someone writes, oh my God, that's amazing, love it, Claude will go and pull that testimonial and can put it on our sales page or our, landing page for next time. We didn't go and search through it and screenshot things and do all that sort of stuff. So it's a really beautiful ecosystem that builds over time.
Yeah. And so I'm going to get Mia to take us back in a minute to just some of the things we've built because of the second brain that save us time, that is building our business regularly because we've set those things up. But I thought while we do that, to think about this, I said at the very start, what are those repetitive tasks that you do in your business constantly that maybe after we've said a few things, you're like, geez, it'd be great to have a blog writing ability, which we just did inside Hive AI. We did with the members in there a session on that. So that's already in there ready to go. But pop it in the comments if you'd like to. What are those things that they're just regular and they give you the shits because you don't want to do them, but you have to do them because you run a business? What are they? What does that look like for you? Because those are the things that you can now start to actually automate, to change, to have the AI working for you because you've set things up in motion. But if we go back to the 95% of AI fails because of what's behind it. So if you don't know what you do regularly, how do you automate that process? How do you change that process? And this is where this comes down to when you're actually then starting to build out AI in your business to save you time in your business. So if you anything pops to mind, drop it in the comments and I shall stop sharing, and Mia, you can take over.
And this goes for a lot of other things. I don't homeschool my kids, but I'm looking at doing that. And I had this, it's the same thing. You could build a homeschooling second brain. So all the curriculum, all the information lives in this second brain. And all of a sudden you just ask Claude, hey, what's an activity that we can do today based on everything that's in the brain? And it'll go and build that for you and log all of the things that you've done if you get audited for your homeschooling and stuff. So it's just taking that pressure off your brain and putting it over here so you can start building some cool things. So I will show you our blog and what it looks like and a few other things that we have built. In there. So that's our tool. Where are we?
So is there anything that comes to mind with anybody for what one thing that they would like to have automated, or one thing that just constantly plays on your mind, like, oh, I've got to do that.
Yeah.
That old chestnut.
So this is our blog. These are all the blogs. So Claude does everything. He pulls all of our images. He pulls everything and puts it all together in this URL. So we have it includes affiliate disclosures, AI disclosures. It understands how to write the blog properly because we've fed it all that sort of information, puts the images in. So it pulls our images from our Google Drive, puts them in there. It links to other articles, only article and, trusted sources, because that's the rules that we've put in there. It links to other things that we've built. So our other offers, it's got some affiliate links in there for us already. And so it just happens every single Monday, and it does the frequently asked questions because that's going to help you rank with the AI search because people are asking questions and then your business will pop up in AI search. So that just happens every single week now, and you can change the way it looks. You can make it longer or shorter, or you just tell it what you want. And we've got that set up inside our Claude Code routines. As you can see here, this is just a routine that it's set up every single week. some of the connectors that it uses, run the weekly blog command to the Hive Hub Collective website repository, and it'll know to go in, and it's got some, we use GitHub for a lot of our website building. All of our code lives in GitHub. So there is a big MD file in there that Claude references for this automation. So it knows every single time, it knows to do this, pull from the brain, pull from here. So that all lives in GitHub. And these are all the blogs that it just writes every single week. So every Monday at 8 o'clock, and it'll go and ping us inside Slack. And you can we actually talk to Claude inside Slack too. Like, hey, Claude, no worries. Yep, push it live inside Slack. So we don't have to even actually have to open up Claude. So that's that one. We do have a few other routines. Like we have our weekly newsletter, weekly AI news. So every Monday it'll, update us on any of the AI news that's been happening. So we are staying up to date with it. The weekly, like I was talking about before, the weekly testimonial harvest, it'll go and look for testimonials in all of our stuff. A monthly SEO report, and we just build on these. Some of our routines we have on Claude Cowork because some of the connectors that we use for Go High Level just work better locally. But again, because there's two of us, Kristen can't see those routines on my computer and I can't see them on hers, but some of them we just have to do it that way. For a lot of things that happen in Go High Level for our launches. So every time we launch, it'll go and pull all the leads and the numbers and the sales and the revenue and let us know our launch debrief and what we can do better for next time. Did we do better than last time, or what can we improve? So all of that data is just pulling and getting pushed into our brain all the time. So it has that memory that it can always go back to. So another thing that we did, which was pretty freaking sweet, is we created if I can find it, a course platform. We used to sell a UGC course. UGC is user-generated content. So we work with a lot of content creators who we train them up.
Still sell it.
Well, we're going to be talking on here now. So we train, we sort of pivoted a little bit, but we train up creators on how to work with brands and get brand deals and sponsorships and create content and get paid that way. And I said to Claude the other day, I said, hey, can you create me a Kajabi-like course platform to host our UGC course? That was it. The one with Fable 5. And this is what it built. That one prompt. I kid you not, I've not added anything or said anything. I just told it, because our course videos live in Google Drive. It went and created the sales page. So I didn't even do this. It created the whole entire sales page, pulling everything from our brain, screenshots, the works, and then created this course platform with all of the videos all here. Got a completion little button up the top there. All the videos live in Google Drive, but it's just embedded everything here, and that was it, one prompt. So some of the things that you can do are incredible. And again, everything from our brain, all from our brain, all from our connectors, all from our business being in places where Claude can get to and understand everything and pull images and
then also with that, the second brain is then logging that as an offer. So then when we say, hey, that the UGC, we want to create a blog about that UGC, and it just knows then to grab, where's the landing page, where's the Kajabi links, where's all of that, because it's all logged in that brain, because that's how we've connected there, the rules that are connected. It also says inside the Notion board, if you go there, when the last time it was logged and updated. So you can see that and understand that, and it's just all drawing from that source. And that's probably the thing that still to this day, sometimes I'm like none of this has been possible without that setup, as it's the foundation piece. And then that's when you're able to go and make this stuff reality.
Yeah. And the reason why I even did this in the first place is because we'd changed from Circle to Go High Level, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to download 27 hour-long videos and upload them all into Go High Level. I can't do that right now. And so that's why I said to Claude, can you do this? And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever, and just did it. So 27 videos all there.
Yeah, it's pretty unreal. And if you've built courses before and you've done things like this, you know the work that goes in to creating something like that. And so that's where, as spicy entrepreneurs as we are, when it does something like that for you in less than an hour, there's just no words for it, because it's your IP. It's everything that you do. Nothing's being made up. It's just given you the tool to go from idea, oh, hang on, could I do that, to actual execution. And that's the part that is just absolute magic.
Yeah. And don't be afraid of Claude Code. I mean, the word code, kind of like, oh, shit. You're still just having conversations with it. There's a little bit of a setup on the back end with connecting it to GitHub, because all of your code lives up there. But it's completely possible with natural language to do stuff like this once the back end is just kind of connected and set up.
Yeah. Now I've got here, because I was going to say right there, do you want to take people through your example, the little house that you created?
Yes, let me find it.
Then have you got that? Because if not, I've just got the screenshot and I was like, oh, well, you may as well just, while you are there.
Yeah.
And so somebody's asked, how long did it take to learn Claude Code, coming from knowing only Claude Cowork? Claude Code is incredible, but it does need back-end bits, like Mia just said before. It needs to be connected to certain things to execute kind of the whole thing as one. And recently I created an app called ACE that is for, I made it for my son. First of all, I'm dyslexic, and I can see a lot of that in him, and he was really struggling with his spelling and his handwriting, and he hated it, and we had a huge meltdown. And I just went to bed and I thought, I have to be able to fix this for him. I have to be able to solve this. So I got up and spoke to Claude first and just said, this is what I want to do. This is my thoughts. I want to move this into Claude Code. Can you help me kind of get all this out and understand what that looks like? And let's just package this together, basically. And then it got to a point where Claude was like, okay, let's move to Claude Code. So then we moved into there. And because certainly Mia has done most of the heavy lifting in terms of connecting all the back end to GitHub and all of that stuff, which we teach inside Hive AI, how you actually do that. Then I was able to jump into Claude Code and just go for it. And before the kids got up on Friday morning, they had the day off school, I had the first round, which I showed him, and his eyes lit up. And then by the end of that afternoon, I'd created designs in Canva and we'd set it up. And now ACE is a living, breathing thing, which parents are buying for their kids. And the teacher, oh my God, Mia, I didn't tell you this, and this is an ADHD side note, but I got an email from my son's teacher last night that said, I just wanted to let you know that Arlo's been really, and I haven't told her about ACE, Arlo's been really working really hard on his handwriting today. It's come along so much. It's a huge improvement. I'm really proud of him. I just want to let you know. And I was like,
and that's in 1 week. And
that's in 1 freaking week because of this app. Like,
Chris had an idea, made an app, put it on a sales page, got people buying it, improved her son's handwriting in a week. So before that, for our kind of brains, that would just take them so long. So to have that idea to execution, to sales, to results, to testimonials is, out of this world.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an awesome app, I would say. My kids have used it too, and improvement first time. So if you've got dyslexic children, shoot us a message and we'll show it to you.
No, Ace is there. He's so fun.
Or if we've got time at the end and you want to stick around, we can show it to you at the end as well. So our brains, I need visual. I need to be told things in a very visual manner. So this is inside Hive AI as well. It's just another way to help you understand the whole ecosystem and how it works. I know when I first started really getting into all these AI things, I was just like, wait a minute, what? Like projects and then the skills. And then I had a bit of trouble just kind of understanding it all as a whole ecosystem. So I built this little house. Hopefully it helps you kind of understand the whole ecosystem. So basically think of an AI like a house. So your ChatGPT is a house, or your Claude is a house. And your second brain, your Notion brain, that's your house rules. Every house has their own set of rules. And if I go into your house and there's no rules, I'll be like, well, let's just have a party. And you'll be like, no, you don't have a party. Like, well, where's the house rules? So you've got to set your house rules. Otherwise, it's just going to go rogue and it's going to pull out stuff that you don't want. So that lives at the top. That's your brain. And then inside the house, you've got different rooms. So you've got your bedroom and your bathroom and your laundry. So you do your separate different things in different rooms. So think of those as your projects. So you might have, like we spoke before, a content creation project or an offer project where you're just having conversations with those particular topics. So you're not going to go and have a shower in the kitchen, are you? So think of it like you're just separating your different business conversations. So just think of it like different bedrooms. And then within the bedrooms, you've got tools. So you've got an alarm clock, or you've got a television, or a washing machine. So they're your connectors. They're the tools that help you get a result at the end. So they're all your connectors in the different rooms. And then you've got skills. So let us know if you've been using some skills. So they're a set of mini instructions for different tasks that you do. So you might have a skill for cooking sourdough bread. So you know every time you use that skill, you're going to get the same piece of a loaf of bread at the end because you've followed those set of instructions. So if you have a very specific way of doing things, my phone's going off, a very specific way of doing things, like you would hand over to a VA or a new employee, this is how we do it, and this is the result we get every time. That's a skill that you build. I'm not quite sure what they call skills in ChatGPT. It might be something a little bit different, but think of them.
I feel like they are skills, aren't they?
Called skills again? I don't know. Let us know in the comments if you know what ChatGPT calls them. Kind of like their old GPTs that you used to make back in the day. And then your agents are your humans. So your agents can go all the way around the house doing autonomous tasks in each room. So, you know, you might have dad doing laundry, and he does the laundry in a specific way. He separates the colors from the black. So, well, mum probably does that, dad doesn't, but he separates the colors, and that's, you know, he's autonomously doing that. And then he'll go to another room and do another job because you've set up the rules, he's got the skills, and you just get the same output every single time. So hopefully that helps you sort of understand the whole ecosystem. And if you can just, I'm just clicking go, and then it's a day, you know, at 8 o'clock, you go and make breakfast. 9 o'clock, it's bedtime. These are the automated skills that just run without you having to do anything. Okay. And so your agents will have different sets of skills, different sets of instructions, and they know what to do based on what you've told them to do. So hopefully that helps you sort of understand it a little bit better and understand the importance of having this second brain, these house rules. Because if there's no house rules, dad's going to be, I don't know, going to the toilet in the laundry or something. There's no rules. So it's really important to have those rules set up. And then like co-work, you can do routines or scheduled things in Claude Code as well as co-work, but they're your routines. Whereas, you know, you'd be doing most of this inside chat. But if you're building something like building a website, building a landing page, building an app, that's Claude Code. So that's the little ecosystem there. Hopefully that helps you understand it a little better. All right. Is there any questions based on, you know, automating things or using particular platforms or skills or anything? We're actually going to give you one of our skills that we have built, which has been an absolute hit. It's a 100 questions skill that will help you pull information from the interwebs for your target audience. So we know how important it is to have a target audience and use their language and understand them deeply for all of your marketing. It will go and form this beautiful document with 100 questions that your target audience are asking currently, like in Reddit forums, YouTube comment sections, Facebook groups, all of it. It will go and pull that and create this document for you that then you can go and put in your second brain. So whenever it's creating landing pages or emails or anything, it can pull some of those questions, especially content. If you're content and speaking directly to your target audience, they're going to be like, oh, she's talking to me. Yes, I'm listening. I'm locked in. because it's gone and done that research and pulled that language and pulled everything about your target audience into one nice document that can live in your brain. So we'll give you that skill that you can use. You'll get it in an email and on the replay page as well.
Yeah. And so I suppose for us, the community that we've built inside Hive AI, which we'd like to invite you all into if you're curious enough and want to build that second brain and get going on this, but it's one of those communities that there are no silly questions. You're never alone. We have a bit of fun. We don't take it too seriously. And if you feel like it's all going really fast, we come back to exactly the very start of it all. We're not in there trying to show you the greatest, connect this to this. And that happens, and we are capable of doing that with you. But what we're finding with our members that have come along with us so far, they want to come back to this. Okay, now my brain's set up. How do I actually create the blog writing tool? All right, let's do it step by step. Let's make sure you understand it before we just keep going. Let's build stuff. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Because that doesn't help anybody. And I think that's what's probably been the nicest part of the journey inside Hive AI. And certainly Mia and I have spent lots of money, lots of time in different communities over the years. And that's what we found, even ourselves, who are incredibly, I mean, Mia's probably more techie than I am, and more curious in that space than I am, even though I love it. She just seems to get it quite naturally, where I'm like, I just slow it down. So often she slows it down for me so that we can get it right. So it's a nice balance when even I'm asking her, hang on, but show me how you did it. So that then when our members are saying to us, show you how you did it, I'm like, okay, I can do it now. Where Mia's like, I'm up here, let's go. So it's a nice balance. And if you choose to join the community, obviously we'd love to have you, but we want you to know that there is absolutely no stupid question, because we love it. The simpler, the better. That's our human design, and my deep why is to simplify things. So Mia's just dropped it into the, go.
Oh yeah, drop the link. Also, we're in a few other, we have been in other communities, a few AI communities, and it's so freaking overwhelming. You get in there and there's like hundreds of modules. They're all hour long. There's stuff everywhere. And you can even tell in the discussions, like, I'm overwhelmed. Where do I start? And for brains like ours, like, that's no, I'm bailing. I'm out. So what we've intentionally done inside Hive AI is create very short, to the point modules, step by step by step, with a tool to do it for you. So we want you to learn how to do it and how it works, but also here's a tool, just do it, it's done. Not, oh my God, now I have to go and like figure all this out on my own. So we're intentionally building this membership with your brain in mind, because that's how our brains work too.
And so inside the community, we have a live build every month, and that's led by our community. That's led by what you guys are actually asking us. And our next one is next week. And we're going to kind of step into GitHub and what that looks like, and the importance of having that to then be able to build your website, your blogs, all the things that we're kind of talking about. We want to make sure that our members truly understand what that means to build that, to then help you even more. And also a live Q&A every single month as well. So any questions, we just get it out, and we can spend a few hours in there sometimes just making sure that you've got the answers to your questions, as well as a Slack community is where we chat. We tried Facebook, didn't love it. So we have Slack. Mia and I have built our business inside Slack. So that's where we are all the time. So our members are able to ask questions there at any time, and we're able to get across it. And then there's a vault, so everything's recorded. Like Mia said, it's all in there in those short bite-sized bits for the stuff you need to learn. And then our sessions are in there to rewatch, slow down, pause. Transcripts are there too, so if you want to drop them into your AI and be like, just break this down in dot form, you can do that.
Yep. And every time we build something, a skill or whatever, you get that as well. So we just pop everything in there for you as well. And yeah, we try and keep it really simple, to the point. And the good thing about Slack too is we do voice DM as well. So it's just easier to talk and chat and feel a bit closer to the members in the community there too. So it's very good. And we've got a little bonus. If you join by the 8th of August, we're going to sit down with you for 90 minutes and actually help build your brain with you live in the room, instead of you just going into the community and building it yourself. We're going to offer that bonus session to actually do it with you and make sure it's built and working and you're happy, and then you can start building on top of that brain. So we're going to have that not one-on-one, we'll do it in a group session. Depends on how many, if there's quite a lot of people that join in the call. We will break up the sessions, but it will be a small group.
Yeah. And so, like I said, it's $249 a month, cancel anytime, and that is Australian dollars too. It's not US. So if you're in the US, bonus. But it's, and the reason that it's priced that way is we're always adding things into that community, and we spend so much time to ensure that you understand what you're getting, and it's not just a dump and run. We really put our energy into making sure, like I said, you understand it, because if we're spending time to understand it, we know that we're going to have to pass that information on, because it is a really big, incredibly exciting world and incredibly daunting. And we want to make sure our members get the most from it with the most present information. So we're doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that you're getting the very best from us and from the community. So,
and a little bit of difference with us too. We've got the business background too. We've built multiple six-figure businesses in lots of different niches, so we can bring that business knowledge to you. We're not just about the AI. We're going to help you with your target audience, your messaging, all that sort of businessy stuff that a lot of these AI communities don't really give, because they're just teaching the tech, the AI. So we can bring that in as well. And we've got another program that we run, which is Evolution, which is where we do all of the business coaching. So we love it, and we love our community members in there. And we've just opened this AI aspect to it, because it just marries together so well, especially for brains like ours.
Yeah. So have we got some questions popping up? I can stop sharing and we'll make sure we answer everyone's questions. If you did add a question further back up and it hasn't been answered, just re-pop it in to make sure that we get everybody. And thank you for being here so far. So what have we got? Let's have a look, see. It's a bit close.
How about if I needed it to help me do a change impact assessment each time I'm on a project? Can I build the skill? So if you've got something that you're doing repetitively, you can build a skill for it, and it will do it the same every single time. No matter, I'm not sure if you work with different clients or different, topics, that skill will give you the same output every single time, and you can build skills yourself. You have a process in your head, you get Claude to build that skill, and then every time you're doing that specific task, Claude will use the skill, and you'll get the same output every single time, because it's been making stuff up. That's where your AI rules will come into it, and your second brain. If your AI knows to only source stuff from your brain, and you've got some really specific rules set up, it shouldn't make stuff up, especially if you've built a skill that is very, very specific. You should get a good output every single time once you've built that skill. Yeah. How to use AI to help with social content? Yeah, good question. Like I said before, I'm not a content planner. I am impulsive as anything. I create content as it comes to me. But the brain dump system that we have got set up is brilliant, because when you have an idea, you just brain dump it into this brain dump system. And then if you are a content planner, you like to plan your content, you can brain dump ideas and then get Claude to plan it out for you with your hooks, your call to actions. You just talk to Claude and it'll plan it out for you. You can probably won't get into this conversation in this topic, but you can do things like editing and carousels and all that sort of stuff as well. You can automate that to happen for you every week, and it will pull from your brain. If you want 3 carousels every week, you can set up an automation where it will go and pull from your brain, pull from your brain dumped ideas, and create you 5 carousel slides 3 times a week.
And even some of the, we do lots of lives in our community, we do our brain dumps, but it'll pull from, we can ask it to pull from the transcripts from those from those particular sessions. What did we talk about? What was really interesting? Was there any testimonials? And then it's going to pull from that to then give you the content ideas to actually create from. So whether it's text on screen, whether it's carousels. So using your work, and you've had those live sessions, or you've had a one-on-one with a client, and you want to pull that transcript, like what were the questions the client asked you? What did you answer? Because those are the things that your ideal customer, if they're a client, your ideal customer is actually asking that. So then if you answer that in a piece of social content, then that's how this brain helps, because it's going to draw from that, and then it collates that, logs that, because as we know in social media, we need to be talking about the same stuff over and over again, which Mia and I aren't great at. We're a bit fast and loose, but that's okay. That's why we love us. But in terms of how you create content, it allows you to do that over and over because it's pulling from and logging that information as well.
Yeah, very helpful for content. Can you teach it to do accurate minutes, summaries, actions? Yeah, I mean, there's lots of other AI programs that you can use. Proactor is a really good one. There is a free version of Proactor. It listens in the background and it will do full minutes, summaries, to-do list, questions to ask, a mini wiki about the meeting, all that sort of stuff. Or if you're doing it in a Google Meets and your transcripts and recordings go to your Google Drive, Claude, just say, can I have a whole breakdown of the minutes or a consolidated list of things that I need to do after that meeting? It'll just go and pull it and give it to you. Yep. And that's the thing, like every month we do a build. Our purpose for our monthly AI build is to save you at least 1 hour a week. What can we do to get you back an hour a week? And then you just build on that and build on that and build on that. And if that's something, that you would need help with building, absolutely. Yep. We just had a meeting with a client the other day and listened to the whole entire meeting and summarized it all and created the proposal, the contract, the brief, just did everything because it just listened to the whole entire conversation and just it's done. That would have taken me ages. It's just done. So yeah. Mia was mentioning about Obsidian. I saw people use Obsidian for creating a second brain. So you ladies use Notion for the same function. Yep. So basically you could use Obsidian. Obsidian is going to be more likely if you're doing things locally on your desktop, everything's going to be living there, but it's the same sort of approach. We just use Notion instead of Obsidian. And again, for us, we need it to be in the cloud. We need to be able to you both use it at the same time, or if you're changing computers or you're at the library or something, you can access it at all time.
If you're somebody that also has different aspects of your business, or you are I think there was a social media, I don't know if you're a social media manager further up in the comments, but if you were working with different clients, you can have different section of your second brain just for those clients and let in the rules, allow it to know this is just for this client. Don't ever take from it anywhere else. Don't ever ask me other questions. That can all be set up in that process. So if you need something, then you can talk to it and it just is going to pull from that particular section of the brain, not confuse it as it can do if you just have it all in ChatGPT or all in Claude. It can start to kind of confuse who you want to speak to. So that's also another part of this, building out a second brain with rules and instructions of how it needs to be used.
And like we've got different side quests, I guess you could say, different businesses that aren't really tied to our main business. We have separate brains for that, separate Notion boards for all of your little side quests and other things that you're doing. You might have one for your private life and then one for the business. And then inside Claude or ChatGPT, you'd have different projects for those so it doesn't get confused with other conversations. Chat said I should use LM Notebook for my meetings so then I can go back and ask questions. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways to do it. You just have to really find programs that you're comfortable with. So it really is up to you. I assume you would be able to connect. The thing with, I'm not sure, I haven't used LM Notebook for meetings, but as long as your AI programs can connect to that and get the information, it doesn't really matter what you use, as long as it's sort of helping you form a memory in your second brain where, your AI can connect to all your notes and get the context at any time. But if it's all kind of enclosed within LM Notebook, then that makes it hard for Claude or ChatGPT to kind of get into it and then update your second brain with that sort of information. If you're doing, something for that particular client on a different day, like it just, if we go back to that slide where it's like this ecosystem, everything's connected, that's just what makes it really, really easy. So we've got Meta connected, Go High Level, Google Drive, like every single tool that we use is just all connected. So it can just pull from everything.
Yeah.
So maybe use Notion. I mean, yeah, well, I would have to look further into LM Notebook.
I think Hayley in our community, she uses LM Notebook a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, it's great if you want to put in like articles and get a podcast and ask questions, complex things in its own sort of tool. Or if you've got recordings of meetings and you want to have a bit of a conversation about what happened in the meeting, use that. But if you've had your meeting in Google Meets, let's just say, and it's in your Google Drive, just make sure your Google Drive is connected to ChatGPT and your Notion brain, so it can all kind of just see that context and understand what went on. Yeah. Hope that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions? I looked up. I don't think I've missed any.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Do all skills from GitHub are legit and safe? How do you defer those that are safe? Yeah, that's a great question. You don't want to download skills from anywhere because they can inject malice code and, it can be a bit iffy. So I would only download skills from trusted sources, trusted people that you know. Sometimes I'll look at the reviews and the star rating and make sure, there is I'll have to go and find it and I can drop it in one of the emails, is a site where you can put the skill in there and it'll tell you if it's safe or not. Because you don't want to just be downloading and uploading anything that you find on the internet, for sure. And sometimes, especially for skills too, it's a great idea to build your own skills because only you know how you do specific things.
And that's the key is building a skill isn't that hard if you're the one that does the task over and over and over again, because you're actually the best person to build that skill. So the whole point of a skill is to fill the gap of that repetitive task that you do from start to finish constantly in your business. You create a skill for it. So you're the best person to tell Claude or ChatGPT how to create that skill for you.
Yeah. So just make sure it's from a trusted source. Yep.
I think we might make one. Thank you, Jamie. Excellent suggestion.
We can do podcasts on anything. And make sure there is a skill builder skill inside Claude. I don't know if ChatGPT does it, but it's a skill that helps you build a really solid skill. That's included in Claude. It's one of Claude's skills, so you know it's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any other questions? I don't think we've missed any. I did a quick scan up. I think we got everybody's question answered.
Great. Awesome. All right. Well, we're pretty good for time, so we'll wrap it up there. I hope you've taken away, some ideas and understood the reason why it's so important to have this second brain and not sort of just rely. I know actually a few people have actually DM'd me on TikTok and saying, oh shit, Mia, Claude has disabled my entire account. I don't know why. I don't know what I did wrong. Everything that is in there is gone. So if you build that second brain, then that's not a problem if your account gets, disabled or restricted or anything. So having that second brain is really important. And it just takes a load off your brain as well. When you know everything's in there, you don't have to remember, you don't have to explain everything every single time you want something done. So, yep. Cool.
And remember, you've got till the 8th of August. If you'd like to join us, then you'll get, then we'll do that live session where we sit down and make sure that your second brain is built and you understand it all connects and you can kind of see what's possible then. So that's till the 8th, which is
Saturday, I think. Saturday midnight. Yes. And that's a bonus call on top of the regular community calls. And yeah, Jamie, every time you have a question or you want to build something with us, we can do that inside the community hub as well. So cool. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll wrap it up here and we'll send out the replay if you need to rewatch anything again. That'll come out in an email tomorrow or the next day. I think that's all.
That's all.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And we shall see you hopefully soon. If not, get around it. Just build the brain.
You won't regret it. All right. See y'all.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.